your 2009-2010 IHL Turner Cup champion Fort Wayne Komets. First of all, thank you all for being here tonight. What a tremendous crowd. This is the first time we've done this in the arena, and I think it's a fantastic idea to bring the party right back into the jungle. So, we look back a few weeks ago, and there was a point in time in the series where we were down to Port Huron 3-1. And in that fifth game, we were down 2-0, and it didn't look real good at that point in time, as the home fans know. But this group behind us, they put it together, and an unbelievable evening that night against Port Huron, and then the goal with 2.3 seconds to go in Port Huron in Game 6 to tie the series up, and then to come home and blow them out 4-0 at home shows you the character of this group behind us right here. And then in the finals, you end up with a situation against a team that had just basically gotten into the playoffs on the final weekend of the season, but then went into the playoffs and took care of the Huber Trophy champion Muskegon Lumberjacks. And then these guys took care of them in 5, and it was an unbelievable season for this organization, and we owe it all to our fans. The support that we got again this year from the fans of the Fort Wayne Komets has been unbelievable. I can't tell you the number of people that have said to us, what a tremendous fan base. Bruce Boudreau back in Fort Wayne this past weekend for the first time in many years, and he said, Michael, it's like time has stood still. The fans in Fort Wayne are unbelievable. Unfortunately, some of the guys are disrespectful behind it. But it's time now. We have some dignitaries in the House that we would like to introduce because they have some very special proclamations that they would like to make. First of all, we would like to introduce from the County of Allen, the County Commissioners, Mr. Nelson Peters, Bill Brown, and Linda Blue.
You can just guess which one's which. This is Nelson, this is Bill, and I'm Linda. Boy, what a fun night. Allen County and the Commissioners have a proclamation to read tonight for your team. Whereas the Fort Wayne Komets Hockey Club has been a source of great pride for residents of Allen County and Northeast Indiana during the franchise's 58-year history. And whereas in 2009, the Komets won their first ever back-to-back Turner Cup championship in the International Hockey League. And whereas the Komets followed up that accomplishment on May 15, 2010, when they defeated the Flint Generals 3-2 and won the franchise's third consecutive Turner Cup championship in front of a sellout crowd of 10,480 fans. And we put in parentheses here, AKA the jungle. And whereas the Komets became only the second IHL team to win back-to-back championships since the Cincinnati Mohawks won 5 straight titles from 53 to 57. There's a record we gotta break. And whereas the Komets' winning ways have not been confined to just on the ice, but include their involvement in making our community a better place in which to live, work, and play. Now therefore, the Board of Commissioners of the County of Allen, Indiana, hereby proclaim May 18, 2010 as Komets Champion Trip Day in Allen County and encourages all citizens to congratulate the Komets for their outstanding success and for the honor and distinction they have brought to themselves and our community. This proclamation, signed by the Board of Commissioners of the County of Allen on the 18th day of May 2010, by Bloom, Brown, and Peters. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys got it done. So that means it's going to be out.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And now we would like to introduce the mayor of the city of Fort Wayne, Indiana, Mr. Tom Henry, and 3rd District City Councilman, our national anthem dude, Mr. Tom Didier.
Good evening, fans. I too have a proclamation to read tonight. Proclamations are very, very important because they recognize individuals, organizations, or teams that have taken that extra special step, made that extra effort to truly make our city all that it can be. These gentlemen behind me did just that. And for that, I'd like to read this proclamation, and incidentally, my administration now records every proclamation that we give out, so that for the rest of time, on this particular date, it will be known as Komet Hockey Championship Day. With that, I shall read the following. Whereas, with a 3-2 victory, May 15, 2010, over the Flint Generals in the best-of-7 series, the Fort Wayne Komets have now won their 3rd consecutive Turner Cup championship and 8th championship title in team history. And whereas the Komets have provided entertainment and fun for hundreds of thousands of fans in the franchise's 58-year history, including a sellout crowd for the 2010 championship game. And whereas Komet Hockey has helped to strengthen Fort Wayne's status as a preeminent minor league sports town. And whereas 3 consecutive championships is an impressive and rare accomplishment in any sport, therefore, Fort Wayne residents should be proud to call the Komets their hometown hockey team. Now, therefore, I, Thomas Henry, Mayor of the City of Fort Wayne, hereby proclaim May 18, 2010 as Komet Hockey Championship Day in the City of Fort Wayne. And I ask all of our residents to join me in recognizing the hard work and dedication this team, their coach, and their fans have played, bringing home 3rd straight Turner Cup. Before I leave the podium, I have one more thing I'd like to do, if you'll allow me, just indulge me just another minute. From time to time, our city is blessed and honored with having people come into our community, ranging from movie stars to television stars to Olympians and the like. When they come in and grace us with their presence, I, from time to time, take off my lapel pin. This particular lapel pin was given to us because we earned the title of All-America City for the 3rd time. Only 24 cities have ever accomplished that in the whole United States. But I would like to take off my lapel pin now and give it to Captain Dupree.
thank you, Mayor. First of all, I want to thank, on behalf of all the players, thank you, all the fans for the tremendous support you guys given us throughout the whole year. When we think of an average of close to 8,000 fans per game, it's just tremendous. You just don't see that in minor league hockey anymore. And on behalf of all the players, I just want to sincerely thank you guys for coming game in and game out. Some games were called Wild Wednesdays. Sometimes they were kind of boring. I don't know how wild they were, but thanks for showing up on those Wednesday games. Even on the road, even in Port Huron in Game 4, there was probably close to 800 fans from Fort Wayne supporting us there. And same thing in Flint, we had like 1,200 people coming on game, actually Port Huron was Game 6. In Flint was Game 4, there's probably close to 1,200 fans supporting us there. So, in the stands, in Flint, there was probably 2 or 3 fights. A couple more fights than there were on the ice that game. So it's kind of wild on the ice, but it's kind of wild in the stands too. So thanks for having our backs in the stands, the people that showed up in Flint. But so great support at home here, great support on the road. Just thank you for doing your part in making this year a tremendous year for the Fort Wayne Komets. Thanks a lot.
Now it's time to get the auction going, but first we're going to introduce our auctioneer, who also has another job with the organization, and then we'll let the players go down after Bob comes up. But we are very, very appreciative for his longevity as the broadcaster of the Fort Wayne Komets. A year ago tonight, he told us that he was going to be retiring from WoWo, which he did in June of last summer. But thankfully, he did not retire as the voice of the Fort Wayne Komets. And per a conversation I had with him a week or two ago, Bob Chase will be back next year for season number 58 as broadcaster of the Fort Wayne Komets. Our auctioneer, Bob Chase.
I told Michael as long as I could still climb the steps, I'd take the job. I made it again. The boys are going to do a little strip for you here. The jerseys are coming off. That's all. That's all. Just a bit of a review, I guess. This probably, in my mind, was the best championship of the 3 because I think they overcame more adversity than they have in the past 2. And I think the leaders who had the lead had a tougher time than they've had in the past 2. And when you look at PC and you look at Colin, you look at Nick, and you look at all of them, in fact, and I think of all the people who really took a real beating, it was Colin Schott, and boy, did he show them how to play hockey, eh? Wow! I know the league commissioner, after watching our playoffs, said 3 things. One of them was that he felt that this franchise was by far the classiest of any minor league franchise in sport he'd ever seen. And I agree. He said, you guys are major league, and let's give all those responsible, the Frankies and Scottsboro, a big hand. He also said that after watching the league as a whole, he felt 2 to 3 of the best individual players in the league were Fort Wayne Komets because of the way they played the game and the skill they had and the impact they had on the games. And I leave that to you to think in your mind who those 3 might be. It's been a great year, and once again the old man got on the front of the bus, and the kids kept thinking, holy crow, what's this? It was me, and it didn't take long to realize that I was going to be around all year. They treated me with the usual respect, and just enough disrespect to make me feel good. That's why, among other things, I decided, well, what about next year? First I talked to Murphy. She's the boss. We don't have a lot of time left, and I didn't want to neglect her. And she looked at me and she says, you can't stop. What would I do in the winter if I couldn't come to games and then listen to you on the radio? That's all I needed. I'm back. Whatever happened, she's my driving force and always has been. I've only been 57 years on the hockey job, and they went almost as fast as the 60 Murph and I have put together in years of winter place. So it's been a lot of fun, and it ain't going to stop now.